You pretty much become what you believe. You know, if I spend 90% of my day just producing music and I do that for a year straight, regardless of if I have a side job or not, if I'm spending most of my time making music, the universe comes in and puts a spotlight on me. This is all you do, this is kind of your calling. You gotta really trust the universe and trust yourself, and eventually you will become the thing that you think of the most, right? What's up, guys? None of you motherfuckers are on the list. All right, so you guys ready to listen to music and fucking get to know each other and shit? Yeah? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Some type of like leap has to happen, because like you can continue to sort of stay like the safe route, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then 10 years goes by or 5 years goes by and it's like, man, I should have maybe did the uncomfortable thing 5 years ago. Just know that like if you want things to change, then something has to happen, and it's gonna suck for a while. Your belief will help you make the right decisions to get you closer to the thing you really want to do. And do some networking online, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I've been like kind of trying to do that on Instagram a lot, and I actually like I end up getting like blocked by Instagram a lot.
well, what do you do? What do you say? What do you?
I'll probably just be like, hey, I like your track, like XYZ, like whatever it's called. I'm just kind of like asking what they're working on, if I can like help them with anything, like just kind of stuff like that.
Right, okay, so keep it short and simple. Yo, bro, your shit's fire. Like, make it sound normal and not like a resume. Be like, yo, dude, your shit's fire, man. Like, I got some beats for you. You check this, here's a link. Like, shoot them with an immediate download link. Approach it in a way where you're offering a service. So many words like, this is a stranger, I don't know, but there's artists that need beats, you know? And so if you're offering beats for free to rappers on Instagram that like you actually do like, then that you can start to create some momentum that way.
Never knew that like could be so lit.
So one thing you might want to think about is, since you're working with all these upcoming artists, release all of the music on your own platform.
Okay.
You know, take initiative as a leader and say, I'll produce your shit. I'll mix. Are you mixing too?
Yeah, I'm mixing.
Okay, mix it, you master it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll produce you, mix you, master you. I'll put it out on the platform. We'll have all the splits even, and put it out on your own platform, through DistroKid or Unite Masters or whatever platform.
Right.
Create an entity, register for an LLC, do research on registering for one, and then open a business account.
Okay.
Right, all of the income should flow through a business account, through your LLC with a tax ID. So that when you register that in your DistroKid or whatever platform you're using, all of that income is going straight into that account.
Okay.
And then just build that platform. So what that allows for you to do is you're building a resume for yourself, but you're also building, you know, a brand as a producer and as a leader. You turn it up a little bit. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't get to the point where you have enough fans and enough music out there to just like start hitting the road. I felt like I was in like John Wick in the club. That's John Wick, that's Bloomingdale's, like perfume section.
This guy about branding.
You know, one thing that I noticed about consumers is people love groups. Branding wise on the internet, like you guys are pretty much unknown. So it could be an interesting idea to brand as a group. It makes it more interesting for people to buy in, number one. And number two, it becomes a team effort. I mean, it already is. But you know, it's just like more of a reason for like people to say, oh, I'm kind of intrigued by these guys. It's like a producer, rapper duo, and like not a lot of people are doing that, right? So it's like a good opportunity to kind of introduce that again. I hear the chemistry, like the chemistry is amazing, but you know, I always go back to the same thing. Like I always just bring Russ up because like I tell people all the time, like if I was a rapper, like the first thing I would do is find a producer or learn how to make beats myself. So if I find a producer, then I would be like, let's get it going. But if I was doing this full time, I would literally put a song out like every week or every 2 a week. You know what I mean? Like just consistently put music out. When you post a piece of content on Instagram, whether it's a video or a photo, the algorithm in Instagram will automatically show that image or that video to only 10% of your followers, and it'll show it to your 10% of your closest followers. They're your closest friends. So it's the followers that interact with you the most, comment the most on your page, stuff like that. And so it'll show it to your closest friends first, and then for the first 10 minutes, depending on how much interaction you get from your closest friends, Instagram will decide whether or not to forward that image or video to the rest of the 90% of your followers. So if you get low interaction from your closest friends in the first 10 minutes, then Instagram algorithm will say, this piece of content was trash, no one liked it, we're not gonna show the rest of the 90%. You know? Create content that you know your followers wanna see. And anytime you get a comment, you should be, the first 10 minutes of posting, you should be replying immediately to every person. And reply genuinely too, not like a prayer hand. Like that little fireball shit. Like be direct, be specific, and you'll notice like your views are gonna go up because of the algorithm.
You know, I put out a melody pack for them and they get a major, like a label placement.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not aware of it. What exactly should footage?
So when you're releasing your packs, you have to make sure that there's some kind of disclaimer you attach to the pack, which is, it could be simple, it could be a simple PDF with just the wording in there. Must be credited as co-producer, publishing split. You know, you can even be specific, like publishing must be 50%. The next level of that is getting an attorney to write that for you. You definitely want to attach some kind of disclaimer to the sample pack, and it's really just a PDF in the zip file that the customer downloads, but then also you want that wording on the product page. So I know it's a little, you know, confusing, but like there's a ton of resources online that you can, you know, check out and stuff like that, and you should definitely do that too. Compression, people don't know what compressor is. An automatic volume controller. So like anything that's too loud, it'll lower the volume, and anything that's too low will higher the volume. And so that's all it is. And people associate compressors with like drums knocking, which is not entirely the case. It's really just a volume adjuster.
I would just say if you were going to use compression on drums, most of the time it would probably be for like if you're designing a kick.
Exactly. Like if you want to give a little tail or little sustain in there and the attack. But I would even go as further as say better than a compressor would be a plugin called Transient Master or Transient Designer. Transient Shaper. Okay, it's 3 knobs. It's super easy. It's by Native Instruments. Yeah, it'll change your life. I like the shirt. Music Makes Me High. Where can we find it?
MusicMakesMeHigh.com.
MusicMakesMeHigh.com. What size does that happen to be? I'm just kidding. Dude, you boxed for 2 years. You'll fuck me up. Invoice me, baby. What are we doing? I'll tell you when we leave it. Totally kidding, man. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding.